Summary of A Tale of Two Cities. Travel Between Two Worlds, Witness Revolution and Redemption, by Charles Dickens, written and narrated by JANKY. Introduction. A Tale of Two Cities emerges as a compelling historical narrative, intricately woven against the tumultuous canvas of the French Revolution and late 18th century London. Centered on the intertwined destinies of Charles Darnay, a French aristocrat, and Sydney Carton, a dissolute English lawyer bearing an uncanny physical resemblance, the narrative unfolds a poignant tale of sacrifice, resurrection, and the profound dichotomy between the two iconic cities of Paris and London. This timeless classic, set against the backdrop of the French Revolution, meticulously examines the stark disparities between the privileged aristocracy and the oppressed commoners. Love, sacrifice, and personal transformation serve as pivotal themes, interwoven with the characters' profound journeys and quests for redemption. Presenting more than just a summary, this audiobook serves as a gateway to immersive discussions on the novel's profound themes and historical significance. It not only encapsulates the essence of the narrative, but also invites listeners to delve into meaningful conversations about the enduring impact of the story. Chapter 1. The Best and Worst. Imagine a dreary, fog-laden London as the messenger Jerry Cruncher embarks on a mission to deliver a cryptic message to Jarvis Lorry at Tellson's Bank. Lorry, journeying on a struggling mail coach up Shooter's Hill with two mysterious companions, eventually reaches Dover and seeks refuge at the Royal George Hotel. Here, he encounters Lucy Manette, a melancholic young Frenchwoman bearing grim news. Her father, Dr. Alexander Manette, presumed dead after nearly 2 decades in the Bastille, has miraculously reappeared. Lorry discloses his role in rescuing Lucy from France during her childhood, while her father remained unaware. In the desolate streets of Paris, Dr. Manette is found toiling in a squalid garret above Defarge's wine shop, cobbling shoes with an empty gaze, a man robbed of both memory and daughter. Initially failing to recognize Lorry, a glimmer of recognition eventually illuminates his eyes. In a poignant moment, Lucy reveals herself as his daughter, momentarily lifting the pall of forgotten memories. However, Dr. Manette's brutal captivity leaves enduring scars, both on his mind and frail body. Their joy is short-lived as the looming threat of discovery compels them to whisk Dr. Manette away from Paris under the cover of night. This excerpt casts a shadow of grim anticipation. Set against the backdrop of the impending French Revolution, Dickens paints a desolate London and a Paris on the brink, where characters harbor secrets and reunions carry a sorrowful undertone. The ominous storm of political and social upheaval looms large, creating a mood of somber mystery. Dickens introduces readers to the divergent worlds of late 18th century London and Paris, foreshadowing the imminent French Revolution and establishing key themes and characters. A central theme explored is the stark contrast between the two European capitals and the social inequalities defining them. London, depicted through the character of Mr. Jarvis Lorry, exudes opulence, while Paris teeters on the edge of chaos with an impoverished and restless populace. The opening sentence, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," encapsulates this theme of duality, foreshadowing events to come. London embodies stability and prosperity, the best of times, while Paris represents disorder and suffering, the worst of times. Examining the characters, Jarvis Lorry symbolizes the stability of London, tasked with a mysterious mission to assist in the recalling to life of Dr. Manette, metaphorically representing the reawakening of his forgotten past. Dr. Manette's discovery alive after 18 years of captivity symbolizes the suffering under pre-revolutionary France's oppressive regime, reflecting broader societal issues explored in the novel. As Lorry and the reader journey from London to Dover and Paris, Dickens skillfully builds tension. The mysterious passengers and Jerry Cruncher's cryptic message, recalled to life, add intrigue, drawing the reader deeper into the narrative. Paris is depicted as a city on the verge of breakdown, with poverty and discontent palpable, setting the stage for impending upheaval. The introduction of Lucy Manette adds a personal and emotional dimension, highlighting the theme of familial bonds and the power of love to heal and transform. This section sets the stage for the epic tale of love, sacrifice, and redemption that unfolds in subsequent sections, making Dickens's prose a compelling beginning to a literary classic. Chapter 2. A Gathering of Tensions. Fast forward 5 years, and a transformed world is gripped by the winds of revolution, particularly in France, where storm clouds of change are amassing. In this tumultuous backdrop, we encounter Charles Darnay, a newcomer facing trial in London for treason against the British Crown. Accused of divulging English military secrets to the French, Darnay adds a twist by seemingly aligning with the revolutionary cause, creating a courtroom drama. Assisted by legal heavyweights Mr. Stryver and the brilliant yet dissolute Sydney Carton, Darnay navigates the precarious trial. Meanwhile, in France, we are introduced to the Marquis Street Evremond, Darnay's uncle and a cold-hearted epitome of the French aristocracy. Displaying callousness towards impoverished peasants, the Marquis' disregard reaches a chilling climax when he dismisses the accidental death of a child caused by his carriage as a mere inconvenience, a haunting symbol of aristocratic cruelty. In England, Lucy Manette faces a personal crisis as her father, Dr. Manette, relapses into his troubled state, triggered by a traumatic encounter with a former patient who died in prison, a grim reminder of his own Bastille torment. Sydney Carton, harboring unrequited love for Lucy, grapples with his dissolute life and makes a heart-wrenching confession to her, aware that he may not be the man she would choose. Meanwhile, the self-centered Mr. Stryver plans to propose to Lucy for social climbing purposes rather than genuine affection. In Paris, the Defarges, running a wine shop, are revealed as part of the revolutionary movement, keeping a list of those perceived as enemies of the people, a forewarning of the impending chaos. Satirical jabs at the French aristocracy's decadence are evident in Monseigneur in Town and Monseigneur in the Country. The rich, initially indifferent to the suffering of peasants, now flee to their country estates to escape Paris unrest, while the Marquis Street Evremond meets a gruesome fate, murdered in his own home, a stark sign that the oppressed's anger is boiling over. A significant revelation occurs with the discovery of Dr. Manette's letter, hidden in his old prison cell, depicting the brutality of his captivity. This letter becomes a catalyst for the flames of revolution, intensifying the people's hatred for the aristocracy. Back in London, Darnay proposes to Lucy, while Carton, recognizing his shortcomings, makes a profound decision to change his ways. Dr. Manette initially objects to the marriage upon learning of Darnay's aristocratic background, but eventually agrees. Sydney Carton, deeply in love with Lucy, but aware of his unfitness, solemnly promises to protect her and Darnay at any cost. The chapter concludes with an unsettling feeling, with fragility prevailing in London peace and the storm about to break in revolutionary France. The Defarges and their revolutionary allies prepare for action, hinting at intensifying events. This section delves into character intricacies and evolving relationships while heightening the socio-political backdrop of pre-revolutionary France. Charles Darnay emerges as a complex figure embodying themes of justice, mercy, and societal transformation. Sydney Carton undergoes significant development, showcasing the internal conflict and the theme of personal redemption. Lucy Manette serves as a consistent moral compass, anchoring the emotional core of the story. The socio-political climate of England and France is starkly contrasted, emphasizing the overarching theme of duality. The Marquis Street Evremond symbolizes the heartlessness of the French aristocracy, laying the groundwork for the impending revolution. Historical references, such as the mention of the JANKY, underscore the inevitability of revolutionary sentiments. Love and sacrifice take center stage, with unwavering familial love between Lucy and Dr. Manette, and the sacrifices made by Darnay and Carton for Lucy's happiness. Carton's declaration foreshadows a significant sacrifice, adding depth to the themes woven into this section of Dickens's literary masterpiece. Chapter 3. Resurrection and Redemption. This section thrusts readers into the heart of revolutionary fervor in Paris, where the streets have become a battleground, and the oppressed are rising against the aristocracy. The once shadowy figures, the Defarges, emerge as relentless avengers, pursuing the remnants of the Evremond family, including Charles Darnay. It is a moment of reckoning as the sins of the past come back to haunt the present. Darnay, driven by a sense of duty, returns to France and faces arrest by the Revolutionary Tribunal. His life hangs in the balance, entangled in charges linked to his aristocratic lineage. Madame Defarge becomes a formidable antagonist in her unyielding pursuit of vengeance, embodying the rage of the oppressed. While Darnay's fate hangs in the balance in Paris, the Manette family and their allies launch a desperate rescue mission from London. The clock is ticking, creating a race against time. This chapter builds to a dramatic climax, where justice and mercy collide in the form of Darnay's verdict. Amidst these tumultuous events, Lucy Manette remains a beacon of grace and courage. Her unwavering love and support for her father, Dr. Manette, and her husband, Darnay, stand out. Her calm demeanor in the midst of the storm becomes a testament to the power of love and resilience, offering solace to those around her. One memorable chapter provides a glimpse into the lives of the common people of France, the heart of the Revolution. A wood sawyer, representing the suffering masses, symbolizes the yearning for justice and equality. His enthusiasm for the revolution is juxtaposed with the harsh realities of life, highlighting the contrast between revolutionary ideals and ground-level struggles. As Darnay's trial reaches its climax, a parallel with the life and death drama of the French Revolution unfolds. The verdict delivery becomes a heart-pounding moment, with events in England tightly intertwined with the life and death drama in Paris, a tension-filled intersection of fates. The ultimate showdown between good and evil takes center stage in the next chapter, with Sydney Carton fulfilling his promise to protect Lucy's happiness by assuming Darnay's identity. This heart-rending moment encapsulates the novel's themes of resurrection, love, and selflessness. With Darnay's life saved from the guillotine, the challenge of rebuilding and making amends looms. The shadow of his family's actions persists, requiring him to prove himself to Lucy and her father, a reflection on the enduring impact of one's actions and the possibility of redemption. The novel concludes by revisiting the theme of duality, echoing the famous opening lines. The revolution brings both destruction and hope, and the characters undergo profound transformations, a reflection on the dual nature of human existence and the potential for rebirth and renewal. Throughout A Tale of Two Cities, the theme of resurrection remains prominent, with characters like Charles Darnay, Sydney Carton, and Dr. Manette undergoing profound transformations. Their personal journeys mirror the societal transformation during the French Revolution. The narrative vividly portrays the chaos, brutality, and desperation of the period, offering a scathing critique of aristocratic callousness and the oppressive system that fueled the revolution. Symbolism, such as Madame Defarge's knitting and Carton's self-sacrifice, adds depth to the narrative, emphasizing the hope for a better future. The relationships between characters come to a head, with Lucy's love serving as a stabilizing force amidst tumult, and the contrasting transformations of Carton and Madame Defarge, underscoring the duality of human nature. The intricately woven narrative structure heightens tension, emphasizing the interconnectedness of events on both sides of the channel and culminating in a powerful climax that ties together the novel's overarching themes. Summary. Set against the backdrop of the late 18th century turbulence in London and Paris, A Tale of Two Cities is a sweeping historical novel that intricately weaves together the destinies of its characters. Among them are Charles Darnay, a man shrouded in mystery, Sydney Carton, a dissolute lawyer in search of redemption, and the virtuous Lucy Manette. The narrative unfolds against the tumultuous canvas of the French Revolution, exploring profound themes of love, sacrifice, and resurrection. As the plot unfolds, it traverses both personal and societal transformations, reaching a poignant climax marked by an unforgettable act of self-sacrifice by Carton. Dickens masterfully captures the stark dichotomy between the decadent aristocracy and the downtrodden masses, shedding light on the social and political injustices prevalent in that era. The novel's intricate narrative structure and the rich development of its characters contribute to its status as a timeless classic. A Tale of Two Cities resonates across generations, offering readers profound insights into the complexities of the human condition and the enduring power of compassion and selflessness. Dickens's exploration of the historical backdrop, coupled with his compelling storytelling, ensures that the novel remains a compelling exploration of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of societal upheaval. This audiobook summary was brought to you by JANKY. We hope you enjoyed it.